scrutiny of nominations for the third phase of Lok Sabha elections will be held today. Voting will take place in the third phase on 23rd of April in 115 seats spread across 14 states. Now, BJP Chief Amit Shah from Gandhinagar and Congress President Rahul Gandhi from Wayanad in Kerala are among the key candidates. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a poll rally at Amroha in Uttar Pradesh today. Prime Minister Modi said that a strong and decisive government is essential for the development of the country. Now, targeting the opposition for raising questions over Balakot airstrike, Prime Minister Modi said that when India hits back at the enemy, some people do not like it. Referring to himself as the Chowkidar, Prime Minister Modi said that in the past 5 years, terrorist acts have reduced because they know that they will not be spared. He said that some people are trying to divide the people in the name of caste and religion. PM Modi also urged people not to fall for their tricks and stand together for the development of the country.
हमारे देश में ही कुछ लोगों को परेशान करता है, उनकी रात की नींद उड़ जाती है जब भारत डंके की चोट पर दुश्मन को मारता है, तब कुछ लोगों को हिंदुस्तान में रोना आता है। जब पाकिस्तान पूरी दुनिया के सामने बेनकाब हो रहा है, तो ये पाकिस्तान के पक्ष की बातें कर रहे हैं, वो वहां पर हीरो बनने की स्पर्धा कर रहे हैं। भाई और बहनों, कांग्रेस हो, समाजवादी पार्टी हो, बहुजन समाज पार्टी हो, आतंकवाद पर इसी नर्म रवैये की वजह से कुछ लोगों के हौसले बुलंद हुए हैं।
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi will also address election rallies at Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh and Dehradun in Uttarakhand. UP's Saharanpur and Uttarakhand's Dehradun will vote on 11th of April in the first phase. UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will be present at the Saharanpur rally along with BJP's candidates from Noida, Union Minister Mahesh Sharma, VK Singh from Ghaziabad and Raghav Lakhanpal from Saharanpur. And Prime Minister Modi also targeted Congress's manifesto, saying that it demoralizes the armed forces. He said this to an interview to a private news channel.
देश के जो अपॉलिटिकल लोग हैं, इंटेलेक्चुअल्स हैं, इकोनॉमिस्ट हैं, मीडिया के लोग हैं, उन सब ने कांग्रेस के ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड को एक बार देश के सामने रखना चाहिए और उस ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड को देखने के बाद तय करना चाहिए भी ये करने योग्य है कि करने। दूसरा, ढकोसला पत्र कहने के पीछे मुझे दर्द हुआ कि कांग्रेस जैसी पार्टी राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा के मुद्दों पर मैनिफेस्टो में ऐसी बात करे, देश की सेना को इतना जलील करे, बलात्कार के आरोप वाली बातें करे, ये शोभा देता है क्या? इस देश को गर्व है और सवाल मोदी सरकार का नहीं है, इतने सालों का आजादी के बाद का मैं कहता हूं, पीस कीपिंग फोर्स यूनाइटेड नेशंस का आज दुनिया में सबसे अधिक पार्टिसिपेशन है तो भारत के सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस का है।
And BJP President Amit Shah addressed an election rally in Changlang district of Arunachal Pradesh today. Amit Shah said that in the last 5 years, the BJP brought peace in the northeast and the region is on the path of development now. He said that PM Modi had instructed ministers to visit the northeast every fortnight to resolve the problems in the region. And listing out government's achievements, the BJP chief said that all parts of the region are now connected with airways and railways, and the government gave 50,000 crore rupees for the development of roads of the state. Amit Shah said for the first time BJP is contesting all the assembly seats in Arunachal. The three party candidates have been elected unopposed in the state from Olo seat, Yachuli and Dirang Assembly constituencies. Election to the assembly seats as well as Lok Sabha constituencies will be held simultaneously in Arunachal Pradesh on 11th of April. And later in the day, Amit Shah will also campaign in Assam and Manipur.
पांच साल पहले नॉर्थ ईस्ट की स्थिति देखिए, क्या स्थिति थी। 5 साल पहले अपना ये नॉर्थ ईस्ट अशांति से ग्रस्त था, विकास का कहीं नामो निशान नहीं था। भ्रष्टाचार, दल बदल, अस्थिरता, ये सारी चीजें नॉर्थ ईस्ट के विकास को रोक कर खड़ी थी। 5 साल के बाद आज नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर कहीं बम के धमाके, बंदूक की गोलियों के धमाके सुनाई नहीं पड़ते हैं। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर शांति लाने का काम नरेंद्र मोदी की भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार ने किया है। आज पूरा नॉर्थ ईस्ट विकास के रास्ते पर। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर स्थिरता लाने का काम भारतीय जनता पार्टी की नरेंद्र मोदी सरकार ने किया।
More news from the Northeast. Manipur-based journalist Nishikant Singh Shapam joined the BJP today. He joined the party in the presence of Union Finance Minister and senior BJP leader Arun Jaitley. Speaking on the occasion, Arun Jaitley said that the development of the Northeast is the top priority of the government.
हमें आज हर्ष है कि नॉर्थ ईस्ट के प्राय लगभग सभी प्रांतों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी या उस द्वारा समर्थित दलों की सरकारें हैं और नॉर्थ ईस्ट के लोगों में भी कई बार जो पुराना भ्रम था किसी भी धर्म के हों, वो भी टूटा है और भारतीय जनता पार्टी में उन्होंने अपना विश्वास प्रकट किया है। मणिपुर के श्री निशिकांत सिंह जी आज तक प्रत्यक्ष राजनीति में नहीं थे, लेकिन वहां के सबसे प्रतिष्ठित लोगों में से एक हैं। संघाई एक्सप्रेस उसके पब्लिशर हैं, उसके मालिक हैं और वहां पे जनमत बनाने में आपका बहुत बड़ा योगदान है।
I have been very encouraged by the leadership of Mr. Narendra Modi, and of course the BJP has been doing a fantastic work in the Northeast. For years, when I was a little kid, we had dreamt of having the railway station and the work never took off. And now I see it happening, and probably in a couple of years, it's going to be there. And I see a lot of inclusive growth for the first time in the Northeast since the BJP has come into power.
News from the Congress's camp. During his day-long visit to Maharashtra, Congress President Rahul Gandhi held an interactive session with the students of Bharati University in Pune. And addressing the students, Rahul Gandhi asserted that the Nyay minimum income scheme for the poor will be implemented without raising income tax or burdening the middle class. He also said that the Congress manifesto was finalized only after speaking to all the stakeholders and said that he does not believe in making false promises. Rahul Gandhi also promised that there would be 33% reservation of all Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha seats if the Congress is voted to power in 2019. He also said that he is planning to employ a similar reservation in various other sectors as well.
The manifesto that we put out is not really our manifesto, because it has come from thousands and thousands of conversations like this. So it is an expression not of the Congress party, but of the people of India. We have gone to students, we've gone to farmers, we've gone to youngsters, doctors, lawyers, all the stakeholders of this country, and we've spoken to them and we've asked them what they think. And they've told us. The 72,000 rupee idea, by the way, hasn't come from us. It has come from the people of India. So we listen and then we try to implement. I don't like making empty promises. I don't like making sweeping statements. I like saying what is possible. Sometimes that doesn't look as exciting as, just saying whatever you feel like, but that's what I like to do.
And on to our special report. Migration in the hill state of Uttarakhand is one of the main election issues that the BJP is facing in the upcoming Lok Sabha polls. While the BJP says that the state is witnessing reverse migration, the Congress claims that the migration issue still remains. Our correspondent Ravindra Singh Shioran brings us all the details.
Ever since its formation in 2000, Uttarakhand has been combating its biggest challenge in migration. The National Human Rights Commission has also expressed concern over the growing number of people leaving the state. The BJP came to power in the state with the promise of tackling the issue. But Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat claims the problem is not as grave as it was believed.
जो भारतमाला परियोजना है, उसके अंतर्गत 700 किलोमीटर की जो हमारी सीमांत की सड़कें हैं, उनका हो रहा है। भारत जो सेतु भारतम योजना है, उसके अंतर्गत हमको अनेक पुल मिले हैं। एग्रीकल्चर के क्षेत्र में 1500 करोड़ का हमको ऑर्गेनिक के लिए एक पैकेज मिला है। 700 करोड़ का हमको परंपरागत खेती के लिए मिला है। 3340 करोड़ का एक पैकेज हमको समेकित सहकारी कृषि के लिए हमको मिला है। तो इन सब चीज़ों से देखिए, जब गांव में रोजगार मिलेगा तो पलायन रुकेगा। होम स्टे की योजना हमने राज्य में लागू की है और हमने ये भी तय किया कि 2020 तक हम 5000 होम स्टे राज्य में तैयार करेंगे।
The Chief Minister says the state is in fact witnessing reverse migration. He asserted that a large number of youths are quitting their jobs in cities like Mumbai and Delhi and returning to Uttarakhand for work. In 2017, the Human Rights Commission held the state government and its policies responsible for migration in Uttarakhand. It said in the 16 years of the state's formation, 3,000 villages had turned into ghost villages.
सरकार ने न रोजगार देने का काम किया, न पलायन रोकने का काम किया। जो सबसे बड़ा महत्वपूर्ण था, हरीश रावत जी के कार्यकाल में पलायन रोकने पर एक कार्य योजना हुई थी कि हम निश्चित तौर पर गार्ड गदेरों से ऊर्जा का स्रोत पैदा करेंगे। हम हरियाली के तौर पर हम पेड़ पौधे लगा करके वहाँ के लोगों को रोज़गार देंगे। हमने कहा था हमारा गांव हमारी सड़क के रूप में हम वहाँ विकास करेंगे, तो वो इस सरकार ने ठंडे बस्ते में कर दिया।
Chief Minister Rawat claims his government is working to end migration with initiatives like providing better health facilities and even connecting remote villages to hospitals. According to him, the state government is also providing more job opportunities by introducing promotion of organic vegetables, fruits and plants. Ravindra Singh Shioran's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
On to our special reporter from Patna, where the Grand Alliance is battling on multiple fronts. Well, faced with a strong challenge from the NDA, the Mahagathbandhan is also saddled with infighting among its leaders, especially between the elder and the younger sons of RJD chief Lalu Prasad Yadav. Here are the details.
Patna's two Lok Sabha constituencies, Patna Sahib and Patliputra, will witness contrasting electoral contests this time. Patna Sahib is an urban seat that includes 6 assembly segments. Its 21 lakh voter population is mixed, with dedicated upper caste and OBC voters expected to decide the contest. The biggest caste groups are the Kayats and the Yadavs. While the BJP is fielding Ravi Shankar Prasad, the opposition alliance could back sitting BJP MP Shatrughan Sinha. The BJP claims Prasad has a distinct advantage, with the union minister cultivating the constituency for some time now. Political experts, however, feel Shatrughan Sinha can't be underestimated.
वादा करते हैं उसे पूरा किए हैं और 22 तक की पूरा करेंगे, बस इसको दीजिए, हम सहमत हैं।
पढ़ने के लिए एजुकेशन लोन दिए हैं 4 लाख रुपया, जो हम लिए हैं, कोई नहीं है कि जो दिया है। बहुत दिन जो लाइट गांव में रहता है कभी कटबे नहीं करता है, रोड ऐसा बनाए हैं कि गाड़ी एकदम आराम से चल जाता है।
किसी भी कीमत पर शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा को एक कमजोर उम्मीदवार नहीं माना जाना चाहिए। जो बीजेपी के कट्टर समर्थक हैं, जिनकी संख्या पटना शहर में काफी है, पटना में भाजपा का बड़ा मजबूत संगठन है, तो इसका उनको घाटा होगा, क्योंकि वह जो कट्टर समर्थक है वो इनको वोट नहीं करेंगे। दूसरी तरफ पिछड़े वर्गों में खास तौर से सरकार विरोधी, केंद्र सरकार विरोधी एक भावना है और ये भावना उनके पक्ष में काम करेगी।
Patliputra is also a key constituency for the opposition alliance. Lalu Prasad's daughter Meesa Bharti is up against the BJP's Ram Kripal Yadav. The Yadavs are dominant factor here, with both Meesa Bharti and Ram Kripal Yadav laying claim to the community's votes. In the previous Lok Sabha election, Ram Kripal Yadav had settled the contest in his favor.
यादव पूरी तरह आरजेडी के साथ है, ये बिल्कुल बेबुनियाद है, पूरी तरह डिवीजन है। अब वो रिजल्ट बताएगा।
Patliputra has around 17 lakh voters with 6 urban and rural assembly segments. The centre has opened an IIT, AIIMS, ESI hospital, a fact that could fetch the BJP a distinct advantage.
राम कृपाल जी एक बहुत मजबूत उम्मीदवार हैं और इसमें कोई शक नहीं है कि उनको हराना आसान नहीं होगा, और खासतौर से इस जो विकास में उसका लाभ भी उनको मिलेगा। फिर भी पिछले चुनाव के मुकाबले में मीसा भारती की स्थिति ज्यादा अनुकूल है।
Meesa Bharti is backed by CPIML, whose support she couldn't get in the previous election. While the CPIML votes would be a great bonus for her. The left party got Ara instead of Patliputra in the alliance seat sharing pact this time.
The optics of Patna has changed, and also the politics. It will be interesting to see that whether Patna's mind has also changed or not. But one thing is very clear, that Patna this time will vote very cautiously. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person DK Pandey in Patna.
And in our other special report, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's grand-nephew Chandra Kumar Bose is contesting from Kolkata South constituency on a BJP ticket. He is committed on resolving local issues and also ending corruption if he gets elected. He is also confident that the NDA government will come into power again in the centre. Akhilesh Suman brings us this report.
Chandra Kumar Bose is the grand-nephew of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and he is candidate of BJP from Kolkata South. Mr. Bose, how are you taking it? Are you easy with the election?
Yes, this is the second election that I am contesting. In 2016, I contested the assembly elections from Bhawanipur constituency, which happens to be the Chief Minister's constituency. This
You fought against Mamata Banerjee?
I fought against Mamata Banerjee, yes. Well, this time there is a slight difference in the attitude of the people of South Kolkata, because the NDA government under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji has a proven track record, and this is elections for the Lok Sabha parliament elections. So people are very positive that Narendra Modi ji is going to be elected once again as the Prime Minister of India, and the NDA government would get the opportunity to form the central government.
What are the issues you are raising in Kolkata South? Because it is one of the most important constituencies of the Kolkata city.
Absolutely. You see, I hail from South Kolkata. My ancestral home, Sarat Chandra Bose, my grandfather, then Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, my granduncle, they all reside. They all have their ancestral home in South Kolkata. I now reside in South Kolkata in Gold Park, Dhakuria. So I have interacted with the people of this vicinity. My reaction to what they have, what they plan to do in 2019 Lok Sabha election is to vote for a positive change. You see, they had voted in 2011. They voted for a change. They elected the Trinamool Congress. But unfortunately, over the last 8 years, the TMC has failed to deliver. they had made a lot of commitments. But unfortunately today the governance of Trinamool Congress has absolutely collapsed. There is no law and order in the state of West Bengal. There is no development, no industry, health facilities have crashed. So people are completely disillusioned with the performance of the Trinamool Congress.
So BJP is, slowly and steadily have coming in Kolkata, but it will be interesting to see that how all factions of BJP get united and also encourage the voters to come to the polling booth and vote in favor of BJP. Akhilesh Suman for Rajya Sabha Television with camera person DK Pandey in Kolkata.